Okay, let's move on. So here's the aerial view of the ruins of Hagar Kim looking east in Malta. It's from 3200 to 2500 BCE. And it was constructed by stacking large stones in kind of horizontal rows. And to construct a doorway at Hagar Kim, builders used the post and lintel system, which is the simplest and oldest way of spanning any kind of passageway. And it basically features two upright blocks, which are called the posts, and then a horizontal beam placed on top, which is called the lintel. And that's kind of how they make like a doorway or any kind of passageway. And this technique is used all over prehistoric Europe and even into Egypt. And there are some altars found inside of this megalithic structure that make scholars believe that this is a religious shrine of some sort. And there's also some nude women that are standing and seated. You know, they were found here at this site. So it's a very impressive example of Neolithic art and architecture. Okay, so there's the post and lintel construction. So these are the posts. They're upright. And then the horizontal beam is called the lintel. And that's how you make a doorway or any kind of passageway back in the day anyway, back in the Neolithic times. So this is the Stonehenge, basically, Salisbury Plain, Wiltshire, England, 2500 to 1600 BCE. So the larger circle, which is the outermost circle, is 97 feet in diameter, and then the innermost circle is probably smaller. It doesn't say the inner circle's diameter, but they're 24 feet high, so they're quite very large. And this is definitely the most famous example of megalithic monument. Is definitely Stonehenge, probably one of the more, famous artworks out there, really. So a henge is an arrangement of megalithic stones in a circle, and they're often surrounded by a ditch. And henges are pretty much exclusive to Britain. The larger stones in Stonehenge are made of sandstone, and they make up the outer ring, which is 100 feet in diameter, which is, close to 97 feet. And then the smaller blue stones are in a horseshoe shape within that inner ring, and their open end faces east. There's also something called a heel stone that stands apart to the east, which marks the point where the sun rose at the winter solstice, or at the summer solstice, excuse me. So it kind of ended up being a bit of a, aligned with the summer solstice. And they think that this is a funerary site where people cremated their dead during the Neolithic times, but it may have been an astronomical observatory in its later phase, but they also think it might have been a center for healing the sick and dying throughout the region. It's also known to be just part of a very much larger ritual complex. So this is just one part of a larger complex. So these temples and monuments are definitely a testimony to the huge advancements made by man during the Paleolithic and Neolithic times. So yeah, that concludes this lecture video for chapter 1, and we'll see you for chapter 2.